welcome to my video. If you are clicking on this video, it's because you are probably searching and curious about if you can be successful without that stinking degree that everybody's telling you need right now. We're going to talk about, yes, how you can absolutely be successful without a college degree. If you are new here, my name is Megan and I'm so excited that you are joining me. Thank you so much for clicking onto my video. So happy to have you here. And if you are returning for another video, you guys already know you're so appreciated. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to the channel because you do not want to miss future videos to come, including next week's video, which is going to be the top 20 jobs that you can absolutely get without a college degree. So we're going to go ahead and get into this week's video about how you can absolutely be successful without a college degree. First and foremost, just to answer your question, can I be successful without a college degree? Absolutely. And to give you guys a little backstory, again, for those of you who may be new here, what I do for my 9 to 5 is I am actually a recruiter, and I recruit for the Department of Defense, which is a pretty good company to recruit for. Okay, so I work with government employees, and prior to this, I was working in a healthcare field where I was working with mental health and substance abuse in a rehabilitation center. And as a recruiter, for one, I can say yes, the degrees and school and the years of experience and all those things are super relevant right now, okay? That is what job descriptions are asking for. That's what positions are looking for. And so unfortunately, I think sometimes it causes this like insane and annoying anxiety that I always try to tell people to just stay away from and not pay too much attention to, because 9 or let's say 8 out of 10 jobs are willing to have some sort of substitution. So not every single position is going to say, hey, you absolutely do not have this degree, we're not going to take you. Now there are some in lieu of situations, meaning let's say that this is the position saying that it requires a bachelor's degree and 10 years of experience, but you only have an associate's and 12 years of experience, or you only have a high school degree but 30 years of experience. These things are able to be in lieu of and means that you do not need that degree that is on there. Now, sometimes the positions do not say in lieu of, which in those circumstances, sometimes those companies absolutely cannot, and then may be under like a contract, that may be under something that they just can't break that. So that is unfortunate, but that does not mean that you cannot get a very good and reputable and well-paying and easy and fun job without that degree. So I always like to kind of just use examples of people that you know to kind of help you feel better about the situation where maybe you just, school is not for you, and that's okay for some people. And if school's not for you, or you're just struggling and you just don't know what you want to do, let me just remind you, Steve Jobs and Bill Gates both went to college and dropped out. They are dropouts, and we all know where they're at right now, okay? So there's your reminder that sometimes being a dropout can be okay. I'm not encouraging you to drop out if you do not want to drop out. If you love school and you want to stick with it, then absolutely. If you want to go to school, then absolutely. I'm not discouraging school in any way, shape, or form. But this video is for people who maybe are struggling and don't like school. Bill Gates and Steve Jobs dropped out of college. Rachel Ray and Steven Spielberg never even went to college. So there's another reminder for you. Again, if you don't know if you want to start school, or you hated high school like me, I was not a school person, then maybe it's not for you. And yes, you do not want to stress yourself out with the loans and the bills and the time that you think you're wasting. I understand not wanting to go to school. So this is a reminder that some of the most successful people we know they either did not go to college or they dropped out of college. So yes, obviously we can be successful without it. And then the next question you're going to ask is, well, how the heck can I be successful without college? And I'm going to answer that for you now. Number one, as I mentioned as a recruiter, is gain that experience. And I know sometimes when you're new in a field, or you maybe just graduated high school, or you're switching fields, you know, maybe you went from a cook and you want to try something else, or you went from a recruiter and you want to try something else. Sometimes it can be hard to gain that experience if you don't have experience. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about. If you've been looking for a job and people are like, oh, you have to have this amount of experience, but nobody's willing to give you that experience. So you have to find a way to get that experience. Sometimes you can do an internship, a paid internship, an unpaid internship, whatever the case is. Use networking to help get yourself into a position, whether that's some people you know, family, friends, whatever the case may be, and help yourself get into the position of being able to get that experience. When you get that experience is how you're able to find positions that help with the in lieu of, or you can kind of work from there. So using that experience can really help you get a foot into the door. So whether you have to take that unpaid internship for a little bit of time, figure that out, or if you have to use networking and really ask family and friends for help, don't be too proud to do that, because getting that time under your belt can really, really help you with being able to get into whatever position you're looking for. So anything with time, gaining the time is absolutely the first step that you can do. So number two, like I mentioned, is get an internship. So sometimes you can even find a paid internship, and it may be something in your field that you really enjoy and that you want to learn. And if it's paid, then it kind of technically counts as a job because you're getting paid and you're gaining the time and experience that you want. And internships are a very popular thing, especially if you go to bigger companies. A lot of times they even put that on their website as if they were hiring for the position. So I would definitely suggest an internship. And then the other one to go with that is go for certifications. So you could do, I think I've mentioned before, like how the HR world has SHRM certifications. So they're basically just different certs that you can get within the HR world. There's all types of certifications that you can look into. So sometimes a position may only require a certification. So you don't have to actually go to school and pay thousands of dollars and be thousands of dollars in debt. You don't have to waste the time going to school. You can find maybe a certification that only takes you 1 year or 2 years or 3 years or whatever the case may be. So certs are always a good thing. And if you find a job that only requires a certification that is tolerable and you like it, then go for that certification. Don't waste your time going to school if it's not something you want to do. All right, so to kind of go along with this one is learn skills that are in demand. And I'm going to give you an interesting fact here. So actually in one of the SHRM classes, things that I took and a paper that I read, it was saying that people are literally going and focusing so much on school that we are losing people in fields like plumbing and in fields like hospitality and in fields like HVAC and in fields like, and all these things because people are pushing and pushing and pushing school. So people are like, okay, I have to be a lawyer, I have to be a doctor, I have to be a nurse, I have to do this, I have to do that they're forgetting that there's trades over here, and these trades pay a lot of money, okay? Plumbers get a lot of dang money. So you don't have to go to school. You can just focus on a trade. What do you like? Do you want to be a mechanic? Do you want to be a cook? Do you want to work in the hotel industry? What do you want to do? Find a skill that's in demand, because so many of them are in demand. Find that skill, get the certification, get the internship, whatever the case may be, go to that accelerated school, take the leap of faith to actually jump into those things, because I promise you they are really in demand. You're going to have an easy time finding a job, and you know, if it's something that you really love, you're going to enjoy being there, and you're not going to waste so much time going to school if that's not something you want to do. Okay, the other one, and this is going to tie into the last one that I have, but it's just focus. So really focus on finding what you like, focus on finding what makes you happy, focus on your goals. So if your goal is not school, that is okay. But you have to focus, you have to work, you have to have money. I mean, that's just the unfortunate part of life, right? But focus on what you do like, focus on what you enjoy, and then put your energy and your time and your effort into that. So again, even though, like, for example, YouTube for me isn't really making me money, you know, I'm not profiting off of this in any way, shape, or form. I love it, so I'm focusing on it, and that has become a priority of mine next to my job, next to whatever else I'm doing in the world. But focusing on YouTube, I really focus, and you can see the focus pays off with the growth and all the things that I've learned and where I'm going, and you know, the path that's coming on YouTube. So there's so many things that you can do if you really, really focus. And that comes into my last tip, which is always start your own business. Be an entrepreneur. If you have an idea, and especially if it's original, go for it. Just go for your dang idea and put your energy in it, put your investments in yourself. You know, focus on yourself. And I will leave you with this quote, because this is something my mom and I talk about all the time. How you can be successful as an entrepreneur is if there is an issue, sorry, the cat is trying to come up here. If there is an issue or a problem that you can solve, okay, you can start the business. You can have the job, because if you solve a problem with your solution, right, with the solution that you come up with, you can make a business. You can be successful in a business. You can be an entrepreneur because you've answered a problem, and people are going to pay for that product or for that thing that is helping answer their issue. Hello, kitty. So absolutely, you can be an entrepreneur, but you have to be able to focus and invest in yourself. So these are just really easy ways that you absolutely can be successful without a college degree. I want to just reiterate, I don't have my degree yet, okay? Yes, I'm focused, I'm working towards my degree. I'm doing 2 classes a semester, so it's gonna take me like 100 years to get there, and that's okay because I'm not that focused on it. If I was, I could probably do more classes. But to kind of just do a little short story time with you guys, you guys have heard some personal stories of mine, but I have been working for a pretty long time. And because I started working when I did, I got into management positions and then more management positions, and became a manager of a jewelry store that was making over millions of dollars. And because of that, I was able to get into the government contracting world, which is a really good position for where I'm at. at a really young age, and I enjoy it, and I'm here because I focused and I did the things that I needed to do, and I put the time and the energy and the effort into what I was doing in the moment, and it really helped me move and go through all the motions to be what I consider successful without a college degree. That also brings me to my last point is what do you consider successful? You know, if you consider successful just doing something that makes you happy and that you love, then you're going to be successful even if you start your own business, even if you get a certification or you're just doing something that is in demand, you're going to be successful. So don't compare and don't look at the issue of, oh, this person has a bachelor's degree and now they're doing this job. Well, guess what? That person is more than likely also thousands of dollars in debt. They may not even like what they went to go to get a degree for. They may have a hard time finding a job. They're going to have the same struggles that you're going to have, but they have the paper behind their name. So if that's not important to you, it doesn't need to be important to you because you can still absolutely be successful without that degree. So that's all, long story short, that I wanted to say, you know, is just absolutely go after your dreams and do not feel pressure to fit into society and what people are telling you, what jobs are telling you, and teachers and coaches and all these things, because while college is great and it's a good thing if you enjoy it, it is not necessary to be successful. So do not forget that. You know, and I hope these tips and things helped you, because as long as you are looking at different ways and you're finding convenient things and you're just doing something that you enjoy, you're going to be successful, you're going to make money, and you're going to be fine. And as I mentioned on next week's video, we're going to talk about the top 20 jobs, and they're kind of, I broke them down in different fields like admin and IT and hospitality and different things like that, to kind of show you some very reputable jobs that you can get without a bachelor's, without a college degree. So some of these do have certifications, some of these are able to be accessed through internships, but they're not necessary through a college degree. So I wanted to share those with you also to give you more hope into the situation of, you don't need that dang degree if you don't want it. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you do not miss any future videos, but especially that one if you liked this video. I hope you guys always remember you are so loved, you are so cared for, you are appreciated. I hear you, I see you, I love you guys, and I will talk to you guys next time.